Listen to me. There is a level of intimacy, of respect, of devotion that separates boys from men. See, anybody can say, I love you. Anybody can buy flowers. Anybody can talk the talk. But a real man is not afraid to go all in. He's not afraid to show up for his woman, to honor her, to make her feel like the most important human being on earth. It's not about dominance. It's not about ego. It's about contribution. Because when you truly love, when you truly respect, when you give without holding back, you unlock something deeper kind, and connection is the ultimate power in life. Men who show up this way, who aren't afraid to humble themselves, to give everything, to honor the feminine energy, they don't just create passion, they create trust, they create loyalty, they create a bond that can't be broken. So hear me, if you want an extraordinary relationship, stop taking and start giving. Stop waiting for her to fill your cup and start overflowing hers. That is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. That is what makes a man unforgettable. Real men give, not just take. This single idea can transform the way we approach love, relationships, and even life itself. Too often, people enter relationships with a mindset of, what can I get out of this? They focus on the benefits, the pleasures, the comfort, the validation. But here's the truth. Relationships are not transactions. They are not about keeping score or measuring how much you received compared to how much you gave. Real fulfillment comes from giving without keeping count, from showing up fully, and from pouring into another person without hesitation. When a man steps into a relationship only thinking about what he wants, he may enjoy short bursts of excitement, but he will never create lasting depth. He will never experience that unshakable bond that only comes when two people are truly invested in one another. Taking feels good for a moment, but it leaves emptiness over time. Giving, on the other hand, plants seeds of trust, love, and loyalty. It builds a foundation that can withstand storms. Giving is not just about material things. Sure, gifts can be nice, but what matters more is emotional contribution. A real man gives his time, he gives his focus, he gives his presence. In a world full of distractions, being fully present is one of the rarest and most valuable gifts you can offer someone. It says, you matter. I see you. I choose to invest my energy in you. That act alone has the power to make a woman feel cherished in ways that words cannot match. Beyond presence, giving also means showing up with strength when it is needed and with gentleness when it matters most. It means encouraging her dreams, supporting her growth, and celebrating her victories. It means being there in moments of pain, not to fix everything, but to remind her she doesn't have to go through it alone. This type of giving creates a safe space where vulnerability and authenticity can thrive. The irony is, when a man focuses on giving, he actually ends up receiving far more than he could ever imagine. The energy he pours into his partner is reflected back to him with love, trust, intimacy, and joy. This is the paradox of contribution. When you give without keeping score, life rewards you in ways far beyond what you could take on your own. Think about it. In every area of life, the most fulfilled people are givers. Leaders who contribute to their teams, friends who support one another, and partners who choose to serve instead of demand all experience deeper satisfaction. Why? Because fulfillment comes not from what we accumulate, but from what we share. So if you want to be more than just another man in her life, if you want to be unforgettable, shift your mindset. Stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I give? That's where the magic happens. That's what makes you not just a man, but a man who leaves a legacy in love and in life. Respect creates passion. Many people think passion is built only on chemistry, looks, or physical attraction. While those things may spark the fire in the beginning, they rarely sustain it. Real passion, the kind that lasts through years of love and challenges, is born from deep respect. Respect is the soil in which passion grows. Without it, the fire fades. With it, the flame can keep burning stronger with time. When you respect someone, you value who they are as a human being. You don't just see them as what they can do for you, but as a person with dreams, fears, and needs of their own. That level of respect changes how you treat them. You listen more carefully. You pay attention to details. You honor their boundaries and uplift their worth. In turn, that creates a level of trust that makes intimacy feel safe, natural, and fulfilling. Passion without respect is shallow, but passion with respect is unshakable. Think about it. Passion that comes from desire alone can be exciting, but it burns out quickly if it isn't grounded. True passion is when both people feel valued and seen. When a man respects a woman, he shows her that she matters not just for her beauty, her body, or what she gives him, but for her soul, her voice, and her individuality. That respect opens the door to a deeper connection, and that connection becomes the fuel that keeps passion alive. Respect also creates freedom. When a woman feels respected, she feels safe to be herself fully. She can express her truth, her vulnerability, and her desires without fear of being judged or diminished. That freedom of expression brings more energy and authenticity into the relationship, which naturally heightens passion. On the flip side, when respect is absent, fear and resentment take root, and passion suffocates. It's the little acts of respect that often mean the most. Listening without interrupting. valuing her opinions even if you disagree, supporting her choices, protecting her dignity in public and private. These actions show that you see her as an equal, not someone beneath you. And when equality and respect are present, passion grows because both partners feel empowered, not controlled. Respect also builds admiration, and admiration is a powerful driver of desire. When you admire someone, you are drawn to them not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. You want to be near them, to celebrate them, to grow with them. Admiration keeps relationships exciting because it reminds you why you chose this person in the first place. The truth is, passion is not an accident. It is something we cultivate by the way we treat one another every single day. Respect is the root system that keeps love alive when challenges come, when looks fade, and when life tests your bond. Without respect, passion is just a flicker. With respect, passion is a fire that can burn for a lifetime. Connection is the ultimate power. At the end of the day, everything we do in life comes down to the quality of our relationships, and the strength of those relationships depends on connection. You can have success, money, recognition, and even attraction, but without connection, it all feels empty. Connection is what gives meaning to every interaction, every embrace, every conversation. It is the invisible glue that makes two people feel like they are not just sharing time together, but sharing their lives, their souls, and their futures. Connection goes beyond the surface. It's more than texting every day, more than liking someone's pictures, more than casual words of affection. True connection means you can look into each other's eyes and feel understood without speaking. It means you can share silence and still feel complete. It means your energy aligns in a way that makes both of you stronger, not weaker. This is why connection is the ultimate power, because it turns two separate individuals into a unified force that can face anything. In relationships, passion without connection quickly fades, but connection without passion can still survive. Why? Because connection creates trust. It builds safety. It allows both people to be vulnerable without fear of rejection. When two people are truly connected, they can weather storms, resolve conflicts, and rebuild even after pain. Without connection, even the smallest disagreements can tear people apart. With connection, even the biggest challenges can be overcome. Connection is also about presence. In a world filled with distractions, being fully present with someone is rare. But when you put the phone away, silence the noise, and focus completely on the person in front of you, something powerful happens. You send a message. You are important. You matter to me. That presence creates intimacy, and intimacy deepens connection. Another element of connection is authenticity. You can't connect deeply if you are wearing a mask, pretending to be someone you're not, or holding back your truth. Authenticity invites authenticity. When you show up as you are, with your strengths and flaws, you give the other person permission to do the same. That exchange of honesty forms a bond that is nearly unbreakable. Connection also amplifies growth. When two people are deeply connected, they push each other to grow, to improve, to become the best versions of themselves. It's not just about comfort, it's about evolution. Connection fuels encouragement, support, and inspiration. When one person struggles, the other lifts them up. When one person wins, both celebrate. That synergy creates a sense of being unstoppable together. The truth is, connection is rare, but it is what everyone is searching for. We think we want success, pleasure, or recognition, but underneath all of that, what we really crave is to feel connected, to be seen, to be heard, to be understood, and to be loved for who we truly are. That is why connection is the ultimate power, because it gives meaning to everything else. Honor the feminine energy. This is one of the most powerful and often misunderstood truths in relationships. Too many men confuse strength with dominance, control, or pride. But true strength is not about overpowering. It's about honoring. The feminine energy is not something to be suppressed, manipulated, or taken for granted. It is something to be cherished, respected, and elevated. When a man understands this, he unlocks a level of connection and loyalty that cannot be manufactured in any other way. The feminine energy is nurturing, intuitive, creative, and deeply emotional. It's what brings balance to the masculine drive for achievement, order, and logic. Without honoring this energy, a man risks crushing the very spirit that could elevate his own life. But when he honors it, he doesn't just empower the woman he loves, he empowers himself. He steps into a partnership where both masculine and feminine energies flow in harmony, creating a bond that is stronger than anything built on ego or control. Honoring the feminine means listening without judgment. It means understanding that emotions are not weaknesses, but signals of depth and care. It means celebrating her expression rather than shutting it down. When a woman feels safe to express her full self, her laughter, her tears, her passion, her creativity, she brings her best energy to the relationship. That energy creates passion, trust, and a sense of aliveness that no surface attraction can replace. It also means respecting her dreams and ambitions. Too often relationships fall apart because one person tries to shrink the other to limit their growth. But real love doesn't diminish, it multiplies. A man who honors the feminine will support her visions, stand beside her when she pursues them, and celebrate her achievements as much as his own. In doing so, he doesn't lose power, he gains a partner who is fully alive, fully engaged, and fully loyal. Another aspect of honoring the feminine energy is protection, not in a controlling or possessive sense, but in creating an environment where she feels safe emotionally, mentally, and physically. Safety allows love to flourish. When a woman feels safe with a man, she can trust him with her vulnerabilities. And when she trusts him, intimacy deepens, respect grows, and passion becomes unstoppable. The mistake many men make is believing that honoring the feminine somehow makes them weaker, but the opposite is true. It takes incredible strength to put aside ego, to listen deeply, to value emotions, and to support growth. Weak men dominate, strong men honor, and because of that, strong men inspire lasting devotion and love. When you honor the feminine energy, you're not just building a relationship, you're creating a partnership where both energies elevate one another. Masculine drive and feminine intuition, masculine logic and feminine creativity, masculine strength and feminine nurture. All these together form a balance that makes life richer, deeper, and more fulfilling. This is the truth. If you want extraordinary love, you must honor the feminine. Because when you do, you don't just win her body, you win her heart, her soul, and her lifelong trust. Extraordinary requires giving your all. Too many people settle for average because they are afraid to give everything they've got. They hold back, they protect themselves, they ration their love, their energy, their vulnerability, thinking it will keep them safe. But here's the truth. Nothing great was ever built with half-hearted effort. In love, in life, in business, in every area. If you only give a piece of yourself, you will only ever get ordinary results. If you want extraordinary, you have to go all in. Think about the relationships that inspire us most. They're not built on convenience or comfort alone. They're built on sacrifice, on commitment, on showing up even when it's hard. When you give your all to another person, you're saying, I'm not here just for the good days. I'm here for the storms, the challenges, the growth, the transformation. That level of devotion is rare, and because it's rare, it creates something extraordinary. Giving your all means more than just effort. It means vulnerability. It means opening up the parts of yourself you're tempted to hide. It means risking rejection, risking disappointment, risking heartbreak, because love without risk is not love at all. It's a transaction. Extraordinary relationships demand that both people step into the arena without armor, willing to show their hearts fully. And while that may feel scary, it's also what makes the connection so powerful. It also means consistency. Anyone can show up with intensity for a week, a month, or even a year. But extraordinary love is built through the daily choice to invest, to give, to nurture. It's in the way you listen when you're tired, the way you support when you're busy, the way you encourage when you'd rather walk away. These little acts compound over time, creating a relationship that is unshakable. Many people say they want passion, trust, and lasting connection, but few are willing to pay the price of giving their all. They want the reward without the work. But the universe doesn't work that way. You can't plant half a seed and expect a full tree to grow. You can't put in half your heart and expect lifelong loyalty. Extraordinary is not a coincidence. It's the byproduct of full investment. And here's the paradox. When you give your all, you don't actually lose. You gain fulfillment because deep down, the human spirit is wired to give. Contribution is the essence of purpose. When you hold back, you feel empty. When you pour out, you feel alive. And in love, the more you give, the more that energy is reflected back to you. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is not luck, it's choice. It's the choice to show up fully, to love completely, to risk deeply, and to give without holding back. If you're willing to do that, you will experience relationships in a life that most people only dream about. Because extraordinary doesn't happen by accident. Extraordinary happens when you give everything you've got.